Good evening out there, YouTube! Welcome to Opinion Junkies! I am your host, Chris, aka The Mole. And today we're going to be looking at Heroes v Heroes. As always, there's going to be news. There's going to be stuff we've done this week. So we talk about games, movies, TV shows, books, comics, anything what we've done this week. And joining me, as usual, is Rick the Hammer.
Hello.
And Anastasia Laserbeam.
Hello.
So yeah, first up is the news. I am not going to be talking like that for the whole podcast. What's up there, sports fans? No. First up is the news. Taking us over that news first will be Anastasia Laserbeam, also known as Pew.
All right. So, just a little word. This might not actually help you, but there's this cool news that I saw, and pretty much this might help parents with kids. So
As
this
opposed to
guy,
parents who have no kids.
yes. Well, they could be parents, and then their kid dies, and then they're parents of like dead kids, and be sad.
What's wrong with you?
I'm just saying that,
How long
they're
do you
still
have?
technically. Does that make them stop being parents, I mean, still I have the mindset of a parent, Anyway, so basically, this father saw his bill on his credit card, and it was $8,000 in microtransactions in games sent by his kid, who didn't know that he was using real money. Or at least he didn't know he was using real money all the time. As he
Allegedly.
later amended that. And
Allegedly.
he called up Microsoft and told them that his kid didn't know that he was charging how much he was charging. And this is like, most of the stuff is like microtransactions. I think maybe it was like 7 games. And And so they called up Microsoft, and he was like, well, you should have, like, tighter controls on your, like, more parental controls on your credit cards and stuff like this. And he was pretty much talking to them about that. And while the first meeting with them said that the bill was going to stay and they weren't going to do anything about it. And on the credit card side, they said they couldn't do anything about it. But so they kept emailing them. But once it was revealed to Microsoft that the child was indeed a minor, having, said, this is my child, but I don't know why that wasn't clear before, they said, oh, we'll totally refund you all $8,000, and we won't automatically somehow delete the content from your console. Sure, it's totally fine. Just don't let it happen again. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So remember, if you have a kid who charges all that shit up, keep phoning Microsoft and tell them you're a minor. Because they're a child does not mean they're a minor. You have to specifically say they're a minor.
I don't know why. I don't know how Microsoft became the bad guy in that.
Oh, Microsoft didn't become the bad guy, except that they're kind of, just letting people get away with shit, and then other people will most likely try to do it, and then won't be able to, and then they'll piss people off. So mostly it's this fucking asshole who could control his kid. And then tried to, I guess, weirdly force Microsoft's hand by saying he was a minor and some weird shit would go on with minors or something. If
Yeah,
they
but
didn't.
they're covered because it clearly states that you should put parental controls in place. Like Richter's children aren't going to spend all his money on fucking.
But they're difficult to understand in this information age of technology. Quote.
So?
So, yeah. But I'm just saying, should that actually happen to you, maybe you can get it lessened. I don't think they'll ever do an $8,000 dollar thing again. But maybe they could be working with you, or at least help you understand the parental controls or credit card settings. But yeah, that happened.
Fair enough. Yeah, like I said, I do think, yeah, there's parental controls in place. They shouldn't have given him shit.
I don't think they're gonna give him anything either. I just think that it was weird that they did, and now other people will try to precedent that.
Probably?
Yeah. Which I think will give them more trouble in the long run.
But
BRB buying every game on the marketplace. I mean, my son is buying every game on the marketplace.
Remember, he's not only he's my son and a child, but he's also
Yeah.
under the age of 17.
Well, to be fair, though, you know, like, you have a mother. She would refer to you as her child, but I don't think you're a
Yeah,
minor.
but like, when you say your child accidentally charged all this stuff on a credit card without knowing what it was, what kind of child? How old do you think that child is? My 26-year-old child didn't know what a credit card was, and he charged all this stuff.
There are probably people.
I know, I know.
after the stories we've heard, would you be that surprised if Stacy's mother said her or her sister didn't understand how money works?
Hey, my sister for the longest time did not know how money works actually, because she when she first got our charge card when she was like, I don't know, probably like 19 or something, she charged all this shit, and she was like, oh wait, I thought I could pay it back at the end of the year or something, and I'm like, no, it's a monthly thing. She's like, oh, I guess you should get a job. Yeah, you probably should.
Wait, so your sister was like that when you just said you
Yes.
don't think anyone other than
I
minors?
think I said most people. I said most people.
Oh God! But yeah, over to Rick for his news.
All right. So, if you remember, I think it was 2 weeks ago during the awards, I was saying, oh, what was the most disappointing delay? It'd be Mighty Number 9. And I think I made a joke like, well, it might come out next year. And apparently that joke is still going to stand because following true to form, like 2 weeks from when it was going to be released, they're like, oh, it's going to be delayed a little bit more. So yeah, I was just like, oh my god, really? And it's like, okay, well, you know, I would like it to not be buggy. That's fine, but like but when they started the Red Ash Kickstarter like several months ago, the second Kickstarter they were doing before they released the first one, the people were like, no. They said that like the single player of Mighty Number 9 was pretty much done. They said it was like 100% done. They're just doing something else, and it's like they're just fixing up something else. It's like, okay. So this was like months ago. It should have been out, and as per what they said, there's bugs inside the network modes, which, as far as anyone has said, those are like leaderboards, and I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, like what? No, nobody wanted an online mode for that game. Like, what the hell are they doing over there? So
And guys, showed the first one without a day one patch because we spent all the months patching it before.
apparently, yeah. Patch a thing that nobody wanted or needed, but yeah, it's just weird, and I don't know why they always wait till like 2 weeks before it's coming out, because I think last time it was supposed to be September, and it was like 2 weeks before, like almost on the dot. They're like, oh yeah, sorry, it's gonna be February, and then almost 2 weeks to the day where it would be coming out, they're like, oh yeah, no, it's spring. And I'm like, wow, okay. So who knows? It might
I'd be like, there's no month called spring. You made that up.
Maybe this is the next Duke Nukem Forever. Who knows?
Maybe. And that does pretty much suck when people keep doing that.
Yeah.
But my first bit of news is a trailer has gone up officially for a series based on everyone's favorite beloved 80s franchise. That's right, Tron Run R will be releasing on Xbox One and PS4. I know what people thought I was going to say. But yeah, Xbox One and PS4, and then obviously PC, February 16th. The lightning fast action adventure runner is already available on Steam Early Access and will cost just $20 when it's fully released. Tron Runner, or Run/R, includes more than 30 levels, 2 game modes, Disc and Cycle, both of which are available to play for Steam Early Access buyers. The game's Stream mode aims to challenge players with remixed levels. According to GameSpot, players will be able to upgrade and customize their avatar with dozens of elements, including light cycles, suits, helmets. So yeah, and the Tron Runner will also feature music from Giorgio Moroder and Ray Shockman, along with remixes from, and it mentions a few other people. Tron Runner was initially announced for PC at the Game Awards in December, but now it's been announced it's coming to console. So yay, Tron Runner.
I was gonna say, please tell me he runs as fast as your internet is. Even if it's offline, he'll run really slow because your internet's still shitty.
I don't know.
Or maybe if your shitty computer, he'll like and supposedly like run really slow just on purpose because he's in the computer.
I'll assume not, but yeah, Tron
That'd be-
Runner. I'm not sure if you saw the trailer, Rick, but that looked awesome.
I did not.
Ah. But over to Pew for his second bit of news.
So, there's this thing people might have heard about, Pikachu with the little Sherlock Holmes hat. Yeah, Detective Pikachu. It's coming. They have this new trailer up, and you ever know what would happen if Pikachu had like a voice, like he could talk like Meowth or something? So apparently that's a thing. Except he's more like, "Hi, I'm Pikachu. Let's go solve some mysteries." Except it's all said in like Japanese. But I mean, that's basically his voice. He's kind of has like a low male voice. Just and like, he's like, "Yeah, come on, like I'm interviewing this witness. Get the fuck together. Let's go do this shit." He obviously didn't swear, but basically he's just like interrogating a witness very harshly.
Yeah, to be fair, there's been Pokemon that have spoke before.
I know, but like you would think they'd be in the same voice of the natural voice where they say their names. Like, Pikachu, Pika Pika, hey, I'm gonna interpret, this clue or whatever. Not, hey, look at this, that bird got murdered, over by the side. I wonder what I should do about this, staring into the screen. I know exactly. It's just weird that it just chose like a very low-pitched male to do it. It just seems really like weird. Like they didn't even try to like have a high-pitched normally associated Pikachu voice, but whatever. It's totally cool, and I do like that he gets angry and like has like serious attitude when interrogating certain witnesses.
Part of that would be because people's voices are influenced by the areas they are, and if he's a detective and constantly doing this.
I'd love to think that he's like immortal and he's been like a Pikachu for like 100 years or 200 years or something. He's just completely adapted and jaded to everything Pokemon. He's like, nah, I don't give a shit. I prefer my coffee black like my soul.
I want him to like pull out like some of the potions or whatever, and he drinks it like whiskey. He's got one of those little like metal flasks in his coat.
There's a link that you can just see. You can't hear the voice in the thing, but you can see how he gets his attitude and when he's yelling and stuff. If you could just imagine the low voice with the little gif there.
It's like I said, he gets his coffee, he gets stuff like that, and it looks pretty cool. Cause like I said, that's kind of.
And he interrogates other Pikachus that only can speak in Pikachu language, which is even more interesting.
Yeah, it's like I said, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it says this is pretty much a sequel to the Hey You Pikachu, which I thought was
our language.
Yeah,
I don't think it is a sequel.
Well, they said that it's basically what was it? A spin-off. Sorry, the official terms that Nintendo used was spin-off.
Yeah, the official thing Nintendo used was it's a spin-off of Pokemon.
No, he said spin-off of most notable Hey You Pikachu on the N64.
On Nintendo.com, it says it's a spin-off of the famous series of Pokemon featuring Pikachu, like games, and it mentioned a load of Pokemon games that Pikachu had spin-offs of. Yeah. That's why I'm saying it's not a Hey You Pikachu spin-off, it's a Pokemon spin-off.
Okay, because here it says appeared in spin-off games before, most notable Hey You Pikachu on 64.
Yes, appearing in spin-off games, and you mentioned spin-off games. That doesn't mean it's a spin-off of Hey You Pikachu.
No, but the whole idea behind it. Anyway.
No, it's saying Hey You Pikachu is a spin-off game.
Yeah. No, this is a... Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, you're going to go around with Pikachu solving crimes.
Which will be awesome.
While talking to Pikachu.
Do we get a sequel where we go around with another Pokemon committing crimes?
That would be amazing. Especially if they're like, I'm just mentioning like Jessica Jones and stuff, like private investigators in the form of Pokemon. Oh god, that'd be so cool. Anyway, yeah, so there's that.
And of course, there'll be another game, Rick, of Judge Snorlax. And it'll be released on the same day as the Pikachu one. And one will be the Law and one will be the Order edition.
There you
It'd
go.
be really cool if he also, just ends up with like, just he's kind of sort of like has a cigarette or something. He kind of like, a little rebel or whatever.
No, they're just gonna do a crossover with him and Professor Layton.
Does that mean it's automatically gonna suck? And by crossover, you mean insert them in a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, so check out frickin' He-Man Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the Japanese name was, but Detective Pikachu looks pretty cool.
It looks very interesting. It looks very realistic in a lot of situations, which is very odd considering like when he just puts like the hat on and like goes in places and like talks to the like the witnesses or possible like suspects or something. Like he legit like it looks very real.
And over to Rick for his second bit of news.
All right. My second bit of news, Valkyria Chronicles is making its triumphant return to the Americas and Europe for the Valkyria Chronicles Remastered on PS4, which is a slight remastering, I guess, of the PS3 game. And I don't know if they had a date, probably not. But, and okay, here we go. 1080p, 60 FPS, of course. Got to get those numbers. Anyway, both physical and digital versions sells for $30 US, and pre-orders and a limited number of launch edition copies come with the armored case. So like not exactly a steelbook, like the fake steelbook, but looks pretty cool. Has a cool picture of like the whole army on the. Like if you fold it out, it makes like one nice picture, like front and back.
Nice.
Yeah, I was excited to see that because that game was pretty cool. I played a little bit of it, and I know that I think we got the second one over here on PSP, but that was it. There's a third one, and Sega's like meh, because Sega for some reason is allergic to money, and so maybe they're starting to pull a Bamco here and be like, you know what, people will buy these if we release them. What are the odds?
Who would have thought?
Yep. And my second bit of news, which is the one I was slightly mocking with the other one, was there was another trailer announced or released for the game I'd been talking about, which are on here for the last couple of for a couple of times at least. Every time something gets leaked, it's officially been released. Mutants in Manhattan has officially got the trailer. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants in Manhattan. And it looks fucking awesome. It's by Platinum Games. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. The trailer shows off old people like Shredder, the Foot Clan. For the people that like it, they show off Bebop and Rocksteady and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. They show off just basically how it looks and stuff, which that's pretty cool. Where it's got like this comic look to it, without actually being strictly pure comic, if that makes sense. I'm like, that's kind of cool. Looks like a hybrid of various stuff, and they've said it will have an online campaign, but they did warn, and I'm just going to read this as an actual quote. You'll need to select your teammates carefully. Co-op games like this require constant communication and collaboration. So you probably shouldn't partner up with that one friend you have who doesn't reply to a text message for a week at a time.
Okay then.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, that's oddly specific. No, it's not really specific, but I'm like, yeah, I know people like that. When you text them or send them messages, just don't reply, and I'm like, reply. But it looked really cool. I loved the visuals. I loved the animation and stuff, and I just loved how like the voices too of like how serious Shredder was and stuff. I'm like, that looks cool. And apparently, each villain is going to have a unique. Oh, what do you call it? What's the word? Like unique strategy for them force in place to basically devise a unique plan of attack, which that's pretty cool.
So who's the shark guy?
The one that jumps out the water.
Yeah.
I believe he's supposed to be like the one from the Nick show.
Okay.
On the Nick show, oh, what the hell's his name now? Well, there was this one who basically turns into an eel, and then he gets the legs so he can walk. And then I think he evolves to get into a shark recently. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. But what did you think of the trailer, Rick?
I thought it looked pretty cool.
Nice. Did Pew see the trailer? Is Pew even paying attention to our recording?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. No, I did not see the trailer.
But yeah, time for catch up then. Taking us away with that catch up first will be Pew. You go first.
Alright, so I got Siege 6. No, lies. That's not the name. Its name is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
There you go.
Right? Yeah! Fucking long title. Holy shit. Usually title I can say like 2 words of the title. Any more than that, we're done.
What do you call Ocarina of Time? Because that's more than 2.
That's 2. The of is such a short word, I'll let it slide.
She says oot.
I do.
I play my lazoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Majora's Mask works because it's just, 2 words and their alliteration bonus. You could get like a 3rd word for alliteration.
But as I pointed out before we went to do this, I've heard you before now say stuff like The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. And it's like, that's much longer than Tom Clancy's Rainbow.
Hey, I don't say it often. My preference is to say like 2 words.
I got 2 words for you.
I got 2 words for you. Fuck you. There you go. Okay.
I was making a wrestling reference.
I allow it.
Whatever. So playing 6 Siege. I really want to say Siege 6 because it sounds better in my head. I don't know why, but it's not. It's the other way around.
Yeah, that's okay.
Anyway, so I decided that I'm super horrible at it. And those training missions are so hard.
You know what's weird is we decided that during the beta, but that's okay.
No, but like even if I wasn't, I'm definitely now like 100%.
Click.
If I was only like 60% sure, like I was horrible, I'm 100% sure I'm horrible at it now.
I'm sorry, killing Pew when she was on the floor in the beta is still one of the greatest things.
That was wonderful.
So like the training missions are super hard, like and
the situations.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like they're just blatantly stupid, and I hate how it says all friendlies eliminated. You're implying that there was more than one. And sometimes the situations like that, if it ever happened in real life, you'd be like suit up the ass for just complete and disregard of people. Sorry. You'd be suit up the ass for complete disregard of people's lives. Like in this one, they send one bomb disposal chick to disfuse all the bombs and kill 14 other dudes. Clearly you hate her. You wanted her to die. That would never happen in real life, ever. Like, you'd always go at least by the buddy system or, some other person. And I just felt that mission was so horrible for me. It was like, what the fuck?
To be fair, if this was like real life, it would be boring as fuck. If everything was that realistic.
Yes, but it just seems completely ridiculous. Like the point of this is just stupid.
It is completely ridiculous, but that works for games.
I don't know. I didn't feel like it worked here, cause like I don't know. Like you get maybe like sometimes like 3 full hits before you die, and that's not a lot of chances. And sometimes, like, I can't even, like, sometimes I couldn't even get near the bombs, or at least get them in my line of sight so I could defuse them, without getting, like, too close. Like, you just have to know there's a bomb there and not go that way. And it's like, oh, well, thanks. It was I just fucking hated that mission. And then I did, like, some online stuff. It was alright. I feel like, and this could totally be me, I could be totally whiny bitch complaining. I feel like not the targeting system, but, like, when you press certain buttons, you could, I feel like when I want to skip things, or I have to press X or B, I have to press it, like, 3 times before it works. And And also, whenever I'm in those guardian, what is it called? Like, basically defend the area situations, you have to, like, move the camera, like, and so it's perfect, like, and it's not a different place each time to barricade, like, a door space. Like, sometimes I'll just zoom back and, like, put it over the general area and the prompt will come. Other times, it's the door frame. Other times, if I move it around and while it's moving, the X will show up to do it. But it's never consistent. So I can spend like sometimes 5 seconds or like 15 seconds trying to put up a stupid barricade, and it's really annoying because I'm like, when is that fucking thing gonna show up? And it's like, come on, seriously. It's just so many little like things. It annoyed me about it. Yeah, I'm hoping that it'll be fun with people that I know, because I haven't got to play with since the beta with other people. So, and I'm not like, calling you guys out or anything. I'm actually was hoping to play with one of my I was actually hoping to play with one of my coworkers, but then he was like, "Oh, we were gonna play," but then I decided to it was like that day that we already made like plans for like a week. It's like, "Oh, I decided to go to do this thing with my girlfriend that week." I'm like, "Really? You couldn't do it like any other day?" You know, like I get that you want to spend time with your girlfriend and she lives kind of far away. Like, oh, that's fine. It's just kind of shitty that we had these plans for like a whole week, and then all of a sudden you decided to say like fuck off, and it's like come on. Like I mean, yeah, sometimes. But yeah, it's been alright. Yes, it was worth the $20 I paid for it on on Amazon. So yeah.
Those situations are balls hard. I've done like the first one. I almost did the second one. I was like, I'm just gonna play multiplayer.
I did like maybe
These
about
are
7.
stupid hard.
They are really hard. Made me feel like I suck because they were like trading situations because you can't fucking handle the real shit. And I'm like, fuck you. And stop saying friendlies. You only sent one person. All friendlies have all friendly. The one friendly has been eliminated because you only sent one person. You cock.
See, with those training situations, at least the first couple or so that I did, they started off where I died a lot. However, after I died like 5 times, it was piss easy because I then knew where everyone was.
I don't know about you, but I did every single one of them at least 5 times, and then like some more 20 times.
Can you even hear me, or is Pew just talking over me again?
I can hear you saying,
so Pew was
super fucking easy. You suck.
No, I said after I died 5 or 6 times, it became easy, and I was explaining why. Then you talked over people again. Because I was saying, because I knew where the people were, it was then like, go through the wall, and it was quickly like, boom, shoot him, because I knew he's in that corner. Boom.
So, I don't think that makes it good that you like only can be easy based on knowing where the people are already.
Why do you keep talking over people, Pew?
Why you keep not making sense?
How's that not making sense?
I don't think it should be considered easy if you just know where everybody is.
No,
it should be easy because of whether it's actual like proper difficulty.
Yeah, but I said it became easy because of that.
I don't think it became easy. It became exploiting being shit.
Really? So you've never played a game more than once and know where everything is? Where you're constantly like, I know.
No, but I don't think a game should be considered like the only way to make it like easy is to know where everything is.
I didn't say that was the only way. I just said, that's what I had. If I died a few times and because I knew where the people were, it was then pretty funny to just pull out your gun and go around the corner and go boom because you knew the person was there.
I let things be difficult because they're actually like difficult, not just because they're like poor design or whatever. You have to memorize it to actually be able to do it.
Didn't say you had to. Because I've literally seen Crispy go through there and just eat the shit out of all the ones with a nice first playthrough.
He's crazy good at shooter shit.
But like I said, I wasn't calling it. I didn't say it was really easy. I just said it was easy after you knew where the people were because you knew where they are. So as you know, like, oh, they're about to come up behind this box, you just have your gun out. That's always funny in games.
Yeah, but sometimes they move around, sometimes they change, sometimes you blow the fuck up. Didn't seem as stagnant.
Okay.
So yeah, that was mine.
That's all you've done?
That and yeah. Oh wait,
we're going to talk about Fallout 4.
Oh yeah. I forgot what we were doing too. Sorry.
I was still
my brain was still in word mode. We only did one of everything.
Yeah, then I'm going to pull a condescending
Oh.
Wonka pose and go, cool, you played Fallout 4? Tell me again how you like games that are consistent with their build modes.
That's supposed to be basically I like anything that's can be relabeled side quest the game. So yeah, Fallout 4.
I was on about how inconsistent it is when you go to build.
Oh, that's just fucking It's like kind of like Minecraft physics. So once you got that, it's pretty much it's alright. It's kind of buggy. You can die in it. I don't know. I like doing the simple stuff. I'm not gonna overcomplicate it because I've seen people do crazy shit, and you have to have a lot of patience for all the fuck ups in that. So I kind of just learned, I guess, not to do certain things because I don't know what's gonna happen. I guess it doesn't make it any better.
AT&T was amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, I've been doing a lot of the. Oh, I got into apparently a relationship with the robot chick, which I didn't know you could do. Which I thought was funny. Oh, and for reference, this is one file that I was also playing as a male character, so just
I
in
accidentally
case.
picked the flirt option. That's a different color.
Oh no, I totally did because I thought it was cool, and the Robo chick, she's totally cool, or whatever. And make it was a male character.
I didn't know. I just thought I was gonna flirt with her. I didn't know she'd stick her robot tentacles in it. I know she doesn't have robot tentacles.
Hey,
when
go
she's in
ahead,
her
man.
other
Might as
form.
well go full out with that shit. Why
I thought it
not?
was gonna be like Saints Row when I saw you could romance her. I was like, what? And then I saw the other
Oh
body, and I was
no.
like, oh, okay, I get it now.
And she's the most interesting character, I guess romantic character in the game. So, like, sure, why the fuck not?
She's
Beats,
also naive as shit. Just if
Oh,
you talk,
absolutely.
like
She's
when you talk
totally.
to her, she's like, these people ask me to do these strange things, and I'm just giggling like. My wife will always she's like, I'm going to put her in an evening dress. I'm like, the sad thing is, that's realistic. I bet she wouldn't understand. You'd be like, here, put this on. She's like, okay.
Oh, I put her in a doctor outfit because I thought it was most fitting for her, even though it wasn't proper armor. So, yeah.
Oh, I tried, for a few minutes, I did convince my wife to put her in the Grognak costume.
That's funny.
Because I was like,
Yeah.
why not?
Well, I
She
also
would
put
wear
her.
it. She wouldn't understand why not to
I
wear
also
that.
made her this silver shroud for a while. That was also fun.
Nice.
Mhm.
I tried to
That was
convince her to do that. She wouldn't do that. I was like, no, make her the shroud.
I'm the shroud. And of course, you give her like the silver gun and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really cool. So yeah, I didn't think there were romanceable characters in this until she was like there, and then I looked it up, and I was like, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I really like how she has this synth body and stuff. And it's so funny. She's like, I have all these feelings and stuff. I'm like, do you? How about that? It's just funny the way she talks. And she's like, you are not helping me, but I kind of like it. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird the way you say it, but I mean, for somebody else, that'd be very, very strange and danger creepy, but for me, I'm okay with it. That was pretty great. Yeah, so that was Fallout 4.
Cool, then over to Rick.
All right. So first thing, I played Deadpool on Xbox One. I rented that. Don't do that. Unless you're gonna buy it, don't do that, and then rent it instead. But yeah, it's fairly mediocre. Like it has some good moments, some bad ones, but really the thing that bugged the shit out of me the most was every like 30 seconds it would just freeze up for like a second or two.
Yes, I had that on the PS4 one.
Oh.
Just so I can confirm to the people it's not just the Xbox one, that's in all of them. It's fucking horrible.
And then like I looked in it because I thought it was maybe at first because I installed it on my external hard drive and I was like, oh, maybe this one doesn't run as well on that, and I was gonna like move it over, and then I like decided to look it up, and people were like, oh no, it's because it's contacting the Activision servers, so if you go offline, you won't have that problem. I'm like, really? So I went and go offline, boom, stopped happening. I'm like, why is that a thing? Why was it released like that?
Yeah, I can confirm. Yeah, that is a thing, because I'm saying that because I remember speaking to you about it, Rick. And what I had been doing was logging out of the PSN because on most games that stops it trying to connect because you need to be signed in.
Right.
I didn't realize this one. No, it still tries. You have to go on the network and untick that little box that says connect to the internet. Then suddenly, boom, it runs smooth. I'm like, why the fuck is that thing?
Like, it was released like this? What the hell is that?
No, there's not even any online features, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
And even if there is, there's none that are so damn fucking server heavy that it's like, no, it's being crushed under the weight of itself.
The only thing I could see is those challenges. I don't know if it like logs the time it takes and then like compares that like a leaderboard thing, but even then, why would it do that in the story mode?
Yeah.
That doesn't matter there.
My story mode's better than your story mode.
Now, I will admit that game is for fun. When it works, it's pretty.
Yeah, it has some fun parts.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's really average, but yeah, it's pretty fun. But average is good. In a world where we have games like Duke Nukem Forever and Aliens Colonel Marines, average is good. Average seems great compared to them. Like I've played, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those where it's like, well, it's not the worst thing I've played in the recent years.
Yeah, that's true. I've played worse. It was like it had some good moments, like the song where it introduces Cable. That's optional for some sad reason. That's amazing. Like I just love that song, and it has some funny moments. But then like some things are ridiculous. Like I just wanted to like I was just renting it, so I'm like okay. I don't really care. I just want to like storm through the game because I don't really give a shit. I only have like a day and a half, right? So I'm like, oh, I'll put this on easy, but it has like those cutesy names, but the easy sounded like not easy. So I was like, well, but I went by the picture where you like had the pacifier, and I'm like, oh, okay, like Doom, I get it, okay. So I did that, and most things are fine unless an enemy has a machine gun or something else that's rapid fire, and then it just like eats through your health, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like even on the easiest setting, it'll just be like, and you're just down by like 50%. I'm like, what the hell is that? Like on hard, would you just be dead when he starts shooting you? Like I don't get that. And yeah, it's kind of it's weird that that parts of it feel unpolished too, when it was already released and then like came back later as a re-release.
Yeah, it's also really a shame because obviously this game got greenlit because they were trying to greenlit the film.
Yeah.
They should have just waited, polished this film off, polished the game off, and released it around the time of the film. Like if this game had been released now, and had been worked on till now, that would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But no, they couldn't do that.
Yeah, it's also pretty short. I don't know. Did you beat it already or?
No. Mainly because I didn't know until today about the tick that box. So I was getting motion sickness from part 2 where I kept going, just freezing through it. I was like, oh.
Well, I remember sometimes it does it like in the middle of platforming, and you're like, oh, I don't want to miss this because like you feel like if you mess up in a game, you want it to be like your fault, because then it's you doing it. You don't want it if it's the game doing it. Then you're like, what the fuck? Like I can't improve that. I can't go in and be like, I'll code this differently.
Well, you could if Action Replay was still a thing. Trophies and achievements.
And online.
Oh, they said that was the reason, not online. Yeah. They said the reason was achievements and trophies because PlayStation, Microsoft, and Sony both said they would sue them if people were getting fucking trophies and achievements through those means. I'm like, what the fuck? And just put in something in there that disables them. Like if you type in the code on GTA, just do something. Action Replay was the shit. I like that.
I can also see though online it gives you an advantage. Just be like, oh, I put in the infinite health.
It does. Although normally with those they didn't really work on the online modes as much. But definitely for the single player stuff, it's like you should be able to do it. I miss doing that. Or you're using like the Action Replay on like WWE games to get all the wrestlers who they didn't quite manage to finish or were locked away. Like this year, boom, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. I imagine that and partially because those were good ways to get around region locking. I could see that those could also be reasons that they might want to do. I know that's not really an issue on the PS3 and the PS4
Or Xbox One.
or the Xbox One, but I don't think they have any Japanese games for it because they don't sell any over there.
That's not true. They sold a whole 99 units.
They did. They actually sold 100, but somebody returned it. No, I don't know. But like 360, I know, like, because I know the original Xbox, their action replay was one of the ways to, mod it and stuff.
That makes sense. Like with the Wii, the action replay and freeload to let you play some of the region stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that stuff. Like PS2, I like the fact that was making your DVD player region free on the PS2. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. Until I discovered years later, that video helps out. It's like, oh, you just have to open up the door and type in a number, and your player's already region free. Cool.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
But other thing I saw Jurassic World finally.
Bum 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 bum. Jurassic Park.
See, that'll be stuck in my head forever. Like anyone who ever asks me now what the theme song is, I'm just gonna say that.
That's only the theme song for the first film, though, sadly.
And be like, I don't think it says the word Jurassic Park at the end. Yes, they do. Shut up.
No, it doesn't. But it's like for da 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 da.
See, like you got that stuck in my head, so now it is. Like in my brain, that's the theme song. So someone ever asks me, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Jurassic Park.
Like it doesn't say that. Yes, it does. Shut up. When I hear it, that's what I hear.
Yeah, that movie was pretty enjoyable. I mean, it wasn't great, but I enjoyed it.
I like
had a lot of stuff where I was just like, really?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, a lot of like some gaps in there. Like, I built this awesome attraction and it can turn invisible. What? People are gonna go see it. Why the fuck would you do this? And other like weird things, like the guy that owns the company's like, "What'd you put in there?" And the scientist is like, "That's classified." I'm like, "He's your fucking boss. You can tell him what's in it. The hell?" And the boss is just like, "I'll get you next time." Like what?
Yeah, I will admit the invisibility did make sense. Later on, it turned out he did all that stuff because he was working for the military guy who wanted a weapon built.
But I like that somebody was okay with that. Like, oh, it's going to turn invisible. And they're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. People. Also, that's not how chameleons work.
They aren't.
That's the thing I have the biggest issue with. We included the DNA of like a chameleon so it can blend into its surroundings. And I'm like, it's multicolored. That's not how this works. It's not fucking Predator. And then it sets a trap, and it's like, oh, it's clearly left, and you hear it in the bushes going.
Yeah, but you don't forget, it's part Predator. They didn't tell you that part.
It must have been.
Rick, how amazing was it near the end? Slow motion hero run for a raptor. When I saw that, I was like, did you also giggle at the bit I did? I shouldn't have giggled so hard at this bit. But
with the lady?
Not necessarily how she died, the other bit. Where I'm just going to call it a pterodactyl. I know it's not, but fuck it, it's got wings, it's a dinosaur, it's a pterodactyl. The pterodactyl flies down and picks up the baby triceratops, but it's so fat, it just goes, oh, and drops it again. I lost my shit with that in the cinema. I was like,
yeah, I think I was like, wow, you bit off more than you could chew with that. Also, I was trying to figure out why they were like once they could escape, like all of them were like, screw this, and flew to like kill people. I'm like, I don't think, like, because they're supposed to be like birds, right? Birds tend not to pick up poodles and then take them back. Like, I felt like the humans were too big to pick up, and they're just like, I got this. I'm like, why would you eat that? You'd eat like small things. Like, given the size, they'd probably, if there were puppies, those ones would pick up puppies. But I feel like a crow wouldn't be like, fuck it, and grab a house cat. Like, it's a bit big to carry. There's a reason that they hunt like mice and shit.
This isn't a mouse? What?
They're just like, we must kill people. Like, are you gonna eat them? I don't care. Stab them through the chest. I'm like, what?
That woman's death though was awesomely hilarious.
It was because they ditched her and then just nothing. I'm gonna have to assume they cut a scene where she was. No, actually, no. Given how she was talking to her, she just disappeared. Like they never show her looking for them or anything. Like I know it's not that interesting, but it just seems funny. Like they left, she turns around, and goes, "Well, shit," and just goes back to doing something else.
Yeah, and fun fact about that babysitter, Rick.
Uh-huh.
Do you know who she is?
No.
She was Morgana in Merlin, the TV show.
Nice. But yeah, I don't know. It was. I liked that movie. It was enjoyable, but it was also funny to just make fun of it. Like, what? Why? Why is this happening?
Yeah, I also was like, oh, when you get to like, oh, it's part raptor, part maybe. So I was like, of course. Why wouldn't it be part raptor? It's part everything.
It's all the dinosaurs.
It's sound.
Yeah.
At this point, it's sound.
Yeah, I was like joking, like, why didn't they give it wings? Like, fuck it, let this one fly now and give it missile launchers, because sure.
Missile launchers, because that's a dinosaur thing.
I actually had a conversation about that with a friend of mine, and I was like, yeah, it's basically Cell from Dragon Ball. I was like, yeah, but you're not mocking Cell from Dragon Ball. I'm like, because that's a joke manga. It's meant to be parody-ish at times. It's meant to be ridiculous. It's meant to be silly. That can get away with it. Yeah. It's like, if I go to see a parody film, and suddenly, out of nowhere, someone turns into a sausage and a dog eats it. Funny. If that happened in the, I don't know, dramatic retelling of the events of 9/11, I'm going to ask questions.
If it happens in Arrow, I'm going to go, wait a minute.
And a dog ate it. R.I.P. that one specific soldier.
Yeah, it's just like... a lot of the things in there felt like it was like, oh man, it's like we want to make a sci-fi movie like for the channel, but not really. Let's up the budget. And it's like they had like a checklist of tropes, like, oh man, the kids, they need divorcing parents. We'll just put that in there. Like, what? They didn't need to be. That wasn't even important to like anything.
It was important to the kid who was like...
but his brother's leaving to go to college in a couple years. They could have just used that for the reason why he was sad. That he's like, oh, you're going to leave me and never come back.
They were using it as a reason as well for why these two kids would have been forced upon this woman who had no interest in them.
Maybe the parents couldn't afford to send everybody.
Maybe the parents just hate their kids. That's the thing that happens.
That's another thing, too. Yeah, as having kids, if they were an age where I could send them on their own vacation, that's my vacation.
See, Rick's seen Jurassic World, and he still wants to send his kids.
You'll probably make it out. The kids are always fine. It's like dogs.
It's cool. You're going one of those cool wheel things.
Yeah.
Those gyrospheres were fucking awesome, you have to admit.
Those were pretty cool.
And that was amazing when it was like, and just bit on it, it was like, I
was like, wow.
I love how he deliberately was like, let's go off the path. Fuck yeah.
I will admit, I did predict something with that in the cinema.
Mm-hmm.
The second they announced these balls are basically bulletproof,
yeah.
I turned to Crispy in the cinema and said they're going to Goldberg it. And he goes, what? They're going to Goldberg it. Watch it. That dinosaur's going to eat through that. Second does it. Yep, they Goldberg it. It's bulletproof glass. Boom, punches through the fucking elimination chamber. You're like, no, that's not how this works. You can't punch hard on a gun.
What if the bullets are teeth that are really strong but slow, and they're like bullet consistency?
What if it's a Pokemon? He has bullet punch.
Yeah. It's like, technically it'll be bullets that are hitting you with punches really hard, but not bullets. Like, as in, like, fast.
Like the old bullet bills that had the arms on them.
Yeah, like old-timey bills.
I don't think they ever did that in the game. I just remember, like, the pictures of them have arms, but I don't remember if they did in the game or not. Probably some of them did.
They should do. And they should
be an
arms dealer. Just for the double pun there.
Yeah.
I also love the idea of Bowser. There's actually a scene in the next Mario where you actually get to meet Bowser's arms dealer. He's just like, yeah, fuck it. Then here's a Bullet Bill. Oh my god, it has a face. Yeah, and here's Torpedo Ted. Oh, wait, it's not just Bullet Bill. Nah, they're completely different. One's homing, one's not. Shouldn't they all be homing? No, it's cool, because this way, the plumber can jump on one, to the other one, to the other one to get across to certain gaps. Oh, how convenient for him. Yes, let's put them over large gaps.
Seems legit.
But my two things I played this week, or my two catch-up things, Lego Dimensions Ghostbusters level. So fucking worth it. Love that. I got a little tiny Ghostbuster, I got a little Ecto 1, I got a little trap that actually opens, which is fucking cool. And yeah, you get to play through the events of Ghostbusters 1 as Peter. And then at the end, when you've beat the level, you unlock the ability to hold triangle, and it comes up with a wheel, so you can turn to any of the Ghostbusters you wish to play as, or Winston.
Or Winston. Oh, he's so much
That's mean. I would totally play as Winston.
See, that's what I said. I said, you think that people don't want to play as Winston, but he's like a Ghostbusters exclusive, only like a few times does he ever get to, be in the game, so I think people would want to play him just because he's how obscure he is.
With how often he shows up, he's their Brock Lesnar. Fact.
Yeah, he is. But yeah.
Yeah, that and the opening trap, I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy the Ghostbusters level at some point.
Yeah, I love that Ghostbusters level. Like I said, now, I had a complaint with Stay Puft, and that was he appears at the end, and he's all giant and stuff, which is cool. But he's like made of little tiny white Lego bricks, so you can chip away at him a little bit, and so bits come off him and stuff as you're attacking him. But in the actual main story mode, they meet a Stay Puft who's just a figure increased in size to be massive. That looks more like Stay Puft. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that looks perfect. Why would you do this? Mm-hmm. But it's really fun, and like capturing Slimer and little jokes that they do, like to get around all of the build up and stuff, like what Dana gets tricked to go into her fridge by the hell dog just opening up a pizza box, and she's like, okay, and just walks in. Like, yeah, fuck it, why not? And I'm just like, that's awesome. And Gozer at the end is pretty awesome too, to go against Gozer, which is fun. But yeah, like I said, Ghostbusters level, it's probably my favourite of the levels they did. It actually lends itself well, because they inserted, other ghosts that you can then trap and capture throughout the film. So that lends itself well to a game more than my Back to the Future level did, which I love. I love Back to the Future. It just doesn't lend itself well to these types of games.
Does the proton pack work on Gozer?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I
wouldn't know. I can't apparently hit Gozer with it, but I was just curious. It seemed like it would, sort of.
No, but basically what happens is it sort of works on Gozer a little bit, like when she's stunned. But what you have to mainly do is get Gozer to do the force lightning at you, and as she does, you have to then quickly run behind something. She does it. It then loads it up with power, and it makes like a spotlight go, and it just blinds her, so she goes, ah! And then she gets stunned, so then you can shoot her with your proton.
Nice.
Pretty fun. But yeah, that was my first thing. Lego Dimensions Ghostbusters. My second thing is I bought something the other day with a little subscription, which I fucking love for my bedroom. It's so handy. It's called the Now TV Box. I know what you're thinking. Ooh. Or chances are Pew and Victor's like, what the fuck's that? But yeah, Now TV is run by Sky, which is my satellite provider, and you have to pay extra for the service, which is okay. It lets you basically watch on-demand box sets and stuff similar to like Netflix, but run from the satellite provider, so they have like more latest shows, and it's a similar price too, which is pretty cool. I don't know which one I prefer, but because I think I probably prefer Netflix. But this also lets you watch live TV too. So let's say you subscribe for the $6.99, which is how much Netflix is. You can then go into the live TV, and you can then go, okay, boom, and watch an actual channel as it's on TV right now if it's on the entertainment. So they have the entertainment, they have movies, which I didn't subscribe to, and they have sport, which I didn't, because the entertainment's $6.99 a month. Movies is about the same. Sports is about £7 a day, which is ridiculous.
A day?
A day, because it's
Wow.
part of the licensing agreements from the NFL, the FIFA, and all that stuff. I'm like,
Jeez.
oh, fuck that shit. I'll just watch it on my normal TV with the sports. I just want something in my room with that. Downside to the Now TV box, because it's a small little box, is you can't watch Netflix, there's no Amazon, and there's no WWE Network on there. But it's got BBC iPlayer, ITV, Channel 5, it's got Crunchyroll, I believe, is one of the ones on there, which I got rid of. But it had Crunchyroll on there. It's also got the Now TV, obviously, itself, which is pretty cool. And it's a small little box with no power button, Rick and Pew, because basically it's always on. And then if you leave it on the home page, it goes into like a standby screensaver mode, which saves power. But it uses so little power that you might as well just keep it in that mode, and you're perfectly fine.
Nice.
But I like that little box. It's pretty cool. It's got like a little remote with it and stuff. So yeah, I've done that. I've gone in my room before now, and before I go to bed, I'll turn out like Comedy Central and just watch a couple episodes of Friends or something when it's on. Or they have, but like I said, it's got like more. The difference between this and Netflix on the subscription side of it is, you know, like Netflix will get like, say, Vampire Diaries season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all at once in box sets and stuff. This one doesn't, but what this one does instead is it has some box sets of shows, but most of the episodes it has are like the latest, like the last month's worth of episodes of, like, say, Game of Thrones and Arrow, Flash, and stuff like that. So you can watch, you know what I mean? So you can catch up on the stuff, but it's not really as much demand for some content. Some is like I Dated Models, apparently, or I Live with Models is apparently all the way through till the end. That show's not that good, I will admit. You, Me, and the Apocalypse, which was made by Sky, is full on there for like a while, but it's one of those. By making it run out, they're getting the content faster, so it's up. You know what I mean? So it's a toss which one's better.
That's preference.
Yeah, which I like both. So yeah, that was what I did this week.
Nice.
So moving on up. We're going to be discussing this week Heroes vs. Heroes. Because this year, I believe it's this year, we have Civil War. And we also have Batman v Superman. Both are films about essentially a Boy Scout in blue versus a dick billionaire with gadgets.
Remember, when heroes versus heroes, who wins? Crime.
I agree.
The mixer say he agrees with that.
I agree with that, yeah. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, you're right.
I just like to say that because I can't ever choose between like which heroes like ever, whatever. I mean, I can, but then obviously someone's gonna get pissed off. So I think like the safest PC answer is crime. Because I don't want to get in like a bitch fight with somebody.
Yeah, what's better about this type of stuff is, to be fair, whenever they do the Heroes v Heroes, the ones that actually wins, it's the fans. Because every fan's had that thought in their mind or in their head about, ooh, who would win in a fight out of blank and blank. So when you actually get them, it's pretty damn fun.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Like,
We just want the universe, like, who would win.
Yeah, like one of my favourite moments with Heroes v Heroes was the Dark Knight Returns of Batman v Superman. Like I mentioned when they announced that the look of Batman v Superman, the film, is based upon that, but it's going to be different because it's not an adaptation. It's just, you know what I mean, just taking ideas from it, which is fair enough. I fucking love The Dark Knight Returns, and seeing that fight with him v Superman is just, it's brilliant. It's really well done. It's one of those things where it gets you excited, and we know that technically no hero's going to. It's not like the heroes are going to die or anything like that. We're not going to kill each other, but we don't care. We like seeing heroes fight.
I did like that one episode where it's Flash versus Arrow in like the first season of the Flash.
Yeah, like that was awesome.
Yeah.
It's like if you've ever read comics, like I know Rick read a lot of comics in his lifetime.
Okay.
I thought you had anyway. I thought you'd read a lot in the 90s and 80s and stuff.
I wouldn't say a lot, but I've read some.
You must have
like,
seen the inevitable trope of hero goes to team with hero, and they must fight before they actually make
yes.
the team. Which is one of the things that when they did that in Avengers, I was like, when they did that in the Avengers film, I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome.
That was cool. It's almost improper if you don't do it now. Like, hey, you want to team up? What are you doing? We have to fight first. Why can't we just do the thing? No. This is what we gotta do.
We got to establish pecking order. If I can beat you, then I can boss you around. Okay, fair enough. Bah, bah, bah.
It's like, this is a slight spoilers, but there's two examples with one of my favorite rivalries of all time, Goku v Vegeta. Because during the Buu saga, let's call a spade, Vegeta is a good guy. He is definitely a good guy during the Buu saga. But the fact he didn't like the fact he was a good guy and decided to make himself go Majin to fight Goku again, that was awesome. Also, during the Resurrection F film, that's the part I said was spoilers, which hopefully Rick doesn't mind.
No, that's fine.
There's actually a fight between Goku and Vegeta for a little bit. Because Goku is fighting Frieza, and Vegeta's like, come on, just let me have my turn already. Because they're actually arguing over who gets to fight him in like that sort of bickering way. And then at a certain point when Goku is about to win, Vegeta flies up and just punches him in the face. But Goku's like, what the hell are you doing? And Vegeta starts to fight him while telling him about, no, you've gone on too long, it's my turn now. And Frieza mistakes this for Vegeta showing loyalty to him after all this time, and I'm like, no, that's not why he's doing this. But I just love seeing that. Like, who remembers the 3D animated cartoon TMNT?
I do.
Yeah.
I fucking loved that fight between Raphael and Leo when Raph was the Night Watchman, where it looks like he's about to fucking just murder him. He's like, no, and pulls back at the last second. And it's like, oh my god, that's fucking awesome.
It was pretty sweet.
Because that's one of those things where, like people have mentioned in the past, and I've mentioned this as well, in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, technically speaking, Leo is not the best fighter. He's the best all-round person, and he's the most level-headed. But, like, if Donatello stops thinking, he could win. If Michelangelo actually takes stuff seriously, he can win. If Raphael keeps calm, he could win. But the problem is the others don't do that. And that makes the team balanced. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. It's not like the Power Ranger symptom of, oh, he's the leader, he's the Red Ranger, therefore he must be the best. This one has logical reasons, and you're like, I can understand why Leo would be the leader like that. So seeing Raphael v Leonardo, which, let's face it, that's literally the Turtles' rivalry, which is awesome. It makes sense that, yeah, if he kept his anger in check, he could win. Doesn't mean he will every time, but he could. And I'm like, that's awesome. But then when he loses his anger at the end, he realizes, oh shit. And I'm like, that was a great scene, but I don't know if you liked that scene or not, Rick.
I didn't see like all the movie. I played the game.
It was pretty sweet.
It was. But how about you guys? Do you guys have any other examples that you guys like? With heroes v heroes? You said Smash Brothers.
Like I like what you mentioned before with Knuckles v Sonic.
I always like Knuckles v Sonic.
Just because I love playing as both of them, and I know I can have both sides of the fight.
I always love Knuckles v Sonic, and I will say it, Shadow v Sonic. Now, Shadow isn't actually a hero in the first game he appears in as Sonic Adventure 2. However, from Sonic Heroes on, he pretty much starts to redeem himself and become a good guy, so it'll count.
Yeah. It's good enough, and he's good at the end of like.
I will also say I don't hate Shadow. I know a load of people hate Shadow. I don't hate Shadow. I hate some of the stuff they've used him for, but as a character, his introduction and stuff was still pretty damn sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, I'm pretty sure Rick must have played an RPG like that. Because the reason I say that is, I seem to remember RPGs where you beat someone and then they join your team, so
That's
they
always
become
how it
good.
is.
Like they're good guys and you beat them anyway. We're like, yeah, we're good guys, but we're gonna fight you anyway. Huzzah!
Yeah, there's lots of those. I wasn't. I guess I wasn't thinking of that as hero v hero. But yeah, oh no, there's
Yeah,
lots of those and stuff.
I could see why, because they're probably not considered heroes until they're on your team and
Yeah.
you've done something with them.
Yeah,
Like
because I
when
know, like
you,
yeah.
I was gonna say when you recruit Yuffie, where you beat her and then ignore her and she joins your team. Anytime you specifically ask her to join her team, she runs away.
And if you open up
Yeah.
the menu, she runs away.
Yeah, but it's
I
just
love
funny.
going
You
through all
beat-
that effort to get her, so I can not use her.
Yeah, but it's just so funny. I beat you just to get you, and now I don't just give a shit, and that's how I get you. But it was still fun because it just says Ninja Girl or something. It doesn't even say her name.
Now, I will also say it doesn't always mean heroes v heroes are good. There's also been bad examples. Example, and I'm not saying it'll be the same in the film before people think that, but example, Civil War. Iron Man v Spider-Man was fucking horrible.
That
By
was
the way,
downright cruel.
by the way, yeah. Here's that fail safe I put into that iron suit I gave you all those while back because I've been planning this all along. Haha. And now I'm gonna beat the living shit out of you after I've made you unmask and expose everything you are and I've ruined your life. Now I'm gonna kill you because I'm a hero. Whose side are you on? It's like, no, that's not what this side. No, the pro-registration, the anti-registration, at its core, is an actual genius concept. I don't know if you guys would agree or not. It's a great concept, and it allows heroes to be heroes, and you can understand why some would go be pro, some would be anti, neither's good, neither's bad. However,
The idea is definitely solid.
when what you do is ruin a teenager's life, or ruin, I think he'd grown up at that point, ruin a guy's life,
You turn his body against him,
and
like literally.
literally make him paralyzed while you pound on him for the sole purpose of making your point, you're kind of the bad guy. When you say, hey, I have an idea, let's put together our own version of Suicide Squad, but for Marvel with Venom and stuff like that, all in one group, and send them after the good guys, because all these villains will know exactly how to stop those good guys, you're probably a villain. I'm just saying, if your master plan to stop Captain America is to send Green Goblin, Venom, and all these other people after him, yeah, you've crossed the line.
Yeah, so Books of War is pretty shitty.
Yep.
I mean, it just says like, hey, what if everyone was just kind of like normal, like asshole people that the kind of people you hate, like normal people. The exact opposite reason sometimes why I read comics to get away from said things. And here they are anyway.
See, I wouldn't even say that was him acting like a normal person.
Oh, not a normal person. I'm saying some people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I definitely wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to someone. That'd be horrible.
You might do it to me.
I'd stop after I've ruined your life. I wouldn't pound you.
No, you pound my sister.
Although if you can give a pound.
He's already.
He's already pounding my sister. That's a secret.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if you can give a punch
There you go.
to defeat Pew, I must. I must become Pew. Where's my lead paint?
Hey, I used totally like expensive legitimate paint.
No, you
Even
do,
though-
but I need to sniff lead paint to make myself become down to your
Yes.
level.
I was gonna say, even when the 50-cent acrylic paint works so much better and is way cheaper.
Yes. But yeah, Heroes v Heroes is always like I said, it's always a fun concept too. And yeah, that you could also argue when heroes go bad, like Star Trek with Picard joining Borg,
Mm.
and of course Obi v Anakin. Because oh my God, Anakin Skywalker turned to the dark side. Holy fuck! Did not see that coming.
Holy fuck, his limbs are all chopped off and he's left for dead.
Did
Oh!
not see that
I didn't. I was like, holy fuck, Anakin. He's a top bloke. He's a stand-up guy.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he was supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them.
Yeah, he was the chosen one. And I was like, he's the chosen one, and he's got the same last name as that Luke kid. I'm like, surely that means he's going to be a good guy like him, right? And holy fuck, he turned evil. I was like, oh my God.
Spoiler!
And then I'm like, oh, you had to go ruin it because, you see, look at Anakin. He's a perfect teenager because he starts to fall in love with a woman and stuff, and eventually, just after he's fallen in love with a woman, he then starts dressing like a black guy and talking like a black guy, which that's pretty much what teenagers of America do today, so that's cool.
Just like black guys? Start talking like black guys? I mean, that's for my, like, legit for my, like, hometown, but, you know, not everywhere.
Yeah, I'd make the case it pretty much is, because I'm guessing Rick's seen those near him. I've seen them
Yeah,
near
back
me.
in high school, yeah, I don't know about nowadays, but yeah.
Yeah, I always hear them nowadays. So it's like, yeah, and
Thuggers be thuggin'.
they just start to talk that way. I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
But I was just obviously making a joke of him being voiced by James Earl Jones. But yeah, no, Heroes v Heroes. Like I said, it's fun. That was the one thing that was missing, in my opinion, from PlayStation Heroes.
Oh, I have one more to add. Okay, and I guess this doesn't count. But Jackie Chan and El Toro from Jackie Chan Adventures. Like, when, especially, it's like, because when, like, the kids are the ones ruining them. Like, they don't even give a shit, really, but it's the kids who want them to, like, pump them up to be the best or better than each other. Because that's better when it's like they don't even really like or like overly against each other, but it's the fans and stuff of them that like really want them to be better against each other, like personally or like completely cordial. But it's like, you know what, we could fucking take you to fight if we wanted to, you know.
Yeah, it's like
I imagine that would be most heroes if they were real. Like if Batman and Superman were real, I guarantee there would be a lot of fans who'd just be like, "Hey, you guys should fight," and they'd be like, "What? Why?" No, do it, man. It'd be cool. Because I want to know who would win, and they just look at the guy like, "What? Crazy."
There's no need for needless violence. Yeah, but he actually killed your parents. What? Okay.
if you want to fight, we're gonna have to make an appointment with Bat Dong King.
And he said your suit looks lame, and he'll like pour kryptonite on it or something if you don't fight him.
Yeah. Am I crypto right? Booyakasha! No, but yeah, basically, there is another element to this which we could discuss next week possibly, but I'll get to that near the end. But yeah, like I said, that was the one thing I felt was missing a little bit in PlayStation Heroes. If anyone played that, the Move Heroes.
I did not.
It was awesome. You got like Sly Cooper, and you got a few other ones.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jim's Jack and Daxter was in there.
I'm pretty sure.
Basically, they teamed up together, which was cool. But it would have been cool if they'd had a fight first, then teamed up, because that'd just be fun. That might just be me that I'd enjoy that.
I also been cool how they should recognize this shouldn't exist, but it does.
Also, good guy v good guy, I have to give a shout out, as Rick does, to the wrestling. Because you get them a lot of times in like on WWE at like WrestleMania time, like The Rock v Cena. That was awesome. I liked The Rock v Cena one. I didn't even mind the second one. It's just the first one was, you know what I mean? It's sort of that rarer moment. The second one was good. It's just it wasn't. I wasn't as hyped for it the second time round as I was for the first time. But that was like, oh my god, yeah. But the flip side of this, which I can allow people to maybe write a list of this next week if they wanted to, or we can just discuss it and people could have one written down.
Hmm?
The flip side of this of Heroes v Heroes, heroes versus their evil selves.
Ooh.
And that means, let's face it, every hero out there, or a lot of heroes out there, have an evil doppelganger. And what I mean by that is like Spider-Man has Venom, or had Venom. At one point, Venom had Carnage. That's right, he got his own. But yeah, it's like Superman has Bizarro and stuff. So you know what I mean? It's those type of ones where you're like, oh my god, yes, there's been a shit ton of evil Power Rangers and stuff like that. So it's like that's cool. So I think we could probably have fun with that.
Yeah, and I have Puzaro.
Scientist one?
Yeah, the blonde scientist.
Yeah, the scientist.
Blonde scientist.
Blonde scientist. The blonde scientist who's totally doable.
Fuck you. I was just gonna say extra over enunciates everything.
But Pew, I wouldn't rape you if your mum's dick.
You're so much wrong. I can't even decide which thing to start with. I have to get Jim and make a list. Here's the reasons why this is wrong. Number 1, number 23.
But no, I figured that'd be fun for next week. But yeah, this was a fun little discussion of look of heroes v heroes. Like I said, sometimes it's good, so it doesn't always work out. But it's one of those tropes. I'll be honest, I hope never goes away.
Yeah.
But the flip side, I also hope they don't overdo it.
That's also true.
Like recently, we got those 2 films I just announced. We've had Batman v Robin, and coming up, we've got the Justice League vs Teen Titans film, which is pretty cool. But I'm hoping they don't do too many of the Heroes v Hero films, because then I feel like you'll be diluting the effect.
Yes, it's good for occasion, like sprinkles.
Yeah, because while
it
happens almost every fucking month or so in the comics and stuff like that, it's rarer because it's not always the same people, or whenever it happens, for some reason it just feels special. It's like, oh my god, yes.
Yeah. Because they're breaking the rules.
I was your host for this one, Rick the Hammer, and joining me was the beautiful Quiz, aka the Mole, and of course Anastasia Ladybeam.
You say you're joining yourself?
No, I called myself Rick the Hammer. I have literally taken his name.
Bizarro Rick.
Yep.
Oh my god, would that be like I don't know.
It'd be Samson. We've already been over this.
Super
Saiyan 3 Goku.
Super Saiyan 3 Raditz.
Yeah, but I kind of but Samson's tough, and I can also imagine you tough. So maybe Simony Samson would be the opposite you.
Sam Sai.
Because I don't imagine you because he's super tough, and you're also tough. So I don't imagine that being the opposite. He has to be like a giant pussy, and then he would be the opposite of you.
I figured he gets his power from his hair. I must get my power from lack of hair.
Rick is super tough. He's like a douchey jock.
I thought you got your powers from being sad and all the sad situations around you.
That is also true.
But yes. Peace and see you next time.
See ya.